Where is Balak at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balaki? I'm for real. Aaron.
Aaron's right here, everyone. 12:35 a.m. What in the world am I doing going live at this time? I've never gone live this late. But Leah Remini and Yashar Ali just dropped a hot one on Substack, and I knew I had to do a video about this now. If I didn't do it now, I know I would not get to it until tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow afternoon would just be too late. Guys, this video is about Julian Schwartz, Scientology's Obstructor-In-Chief. I first did a video specifically dedicated to Julian Schwartz on this channel 4 years ago. Any Scientologist in Los Angeles knows that there is one Sea Org member who knows where all the bodies are buried. One Sea Org member who, for whatever reason, is trusted by David Miscavige to handle the most gruesome, the most disgusting, the most criminal things that come up in Scientology. When it's found out that Scientologists are committing crimes against other Scientologists or even against non-Scientologists. Julian Schwartz is the person who handles those people. And handles means to fix them with Scientology, which would be great if Scientology could fix people, but it doesn't. So all it really does is allow criminals to continue committing crimes, usually against women and children. And that's Julian Schwartz. So by the way, I have linked in the description down below to Leah Remini's Substack, Yashar Ali's Substack, and also Leah Remini's YouTube channel. By the way, big congratulations to Leah for breaking 100,000 subscribers on YouTube today. Super awesome. Okay, so let's take a look first at a short post that Leah, this literally published like 20 minutes ago. Important news, Leah Remini. I usually wouldn't publish something late at night, but I have some important news to share. For 2 decades, Julian Schwartz, a top Scientology ethics official, has played a pivotal role in covering up the crimes of Scientologists. This includes the sex crimes of Danny Masterson. But Julian's photo has never been published before. But now, for the first time, I am publishing his photo in a piece I've co-authored with my friend Yashar Ali. Meet Scientology's Obstructor-In-Chief, a man who has covered up many crimes involving sexual violence, including the molestation of young children. Click below to read the piece, and please share it far and wide. If you want to share a story about Julian, scroll to the bottom of the piece below to learn how you can. And again, I have linked to the thing that I'm reading is linked in the description down below. All right, let's go to the main piece here. And give me 1 second while I fix something on the YouTube back end here. Okay, that's done. All right, let's read this. Yashar Ali, The Reset. Breaking photo of Scientology's Obstructor-In-Chief, Julian Schwartz, published for the first time. As a top official in Scientology, Julian Schwartz has covered up many sex crimes committed by Scientologists over the past 2 decades. Now, for the first time, the public can know what he looks like. This piece is co-authored and updated by Leah Remini and Yashar Ali. It will be updated throughout the weekend and next week with new details about Julian Schwartz and his role in covering up the crimes of Scientologists. Please check back for updates. Scroll to the bottom if you want to share your story or know how to contact Yashar confidentially. We are posting this late at night because we have some important news to share. For the first time, we've obtained a clear photo of the Scientology official who has spent years covering up crimes committed by Scientologists and Scientology as an organization, particularly crimes involving sexual violence. Meet Julian Schwartz, not Schwartz. I wonder if I've spelled that wrong in the past. I'll have to double check. Scientology's Obstructor-In-Chief. Everyone should know about him, what he looks like, and what he has done over the years on command of David Miscavige. Scientology's Obstructor-In-Chief, Julian Schwartz, in an undated California DMV photo, which was submitted as evidence in the rape trial of Danny Masterson. Now, I just want to briefly mention, because I realized I didn't mention it before, I have known Julian Schwartz since I was like 13 years old. I first met him in Clearwater, Florida at Scientology's Flag Land Base. And at that time, what happened is Julian suffers from epilepsy. And he had a seizure and fell down and knocked out his front teeth. And that is when the authorities at the Flag Land Base realized, this guy could pose potential legal liability to us if he were to fall down and die, for example, the way John Travolta's son unfortunately died. And Julian was actually cast out, deemed unqualified, unfit to work at Clearwater's Flag Land Base, Scientology's Flag Land Base in Clearwater, Florida, because of his epilepsy. I just find it a little ironic that he is one of the most devoted, loyal soldiers for David Miscavige, covering up the crimes of Scientology and Scientologists, when they basically said, we don't want you here. Go elsewhere where you don't pose as much of a threat. There's a lot of second generation Scientologists know who Julian Schwartz is. So he's not just this like mythical man in the castle. Like, this is a guy most Scientologists know, but who the non-Scientology public have never been introduced to, and who the authorities have had a very hard time finding. So let's carry on. Julian's official title is Chief MAA AOLA. That means he's the Chief Master at Arms of the Advanced Organization of Los Angeles. And I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I was a Sea Org member at the Advanced Organization of Los Angeles with Julian Schwartz. So I actually worked with him. Now, my job wasn't ethics the way his job was ethics, but, he's someone who's very well known to me. Okay. Basically, Julian is a top Scientology ethics officer and a Sea Org member, Scientology's paramilitary workforce. But that doesn't give away how sinister and criminal his deeds are and how powerful he is within Scientology and in the lives of Scientologists. Julian's only job is to protect Scientology at all costs, even if it means committing crimes. To protect Scientology, Julian covers up the crimes of Scientologists, silences victims and whistleblowers, engages in harassment and intimidation, and destroys people's lives. No photo of him has ever been published of Julian. Okay, that's a typo. Even though he's been mentioned in numerous press accounts and trials, Julian has no public profile, no public social media, and a minuscule digital footprint. We found another photo of Julian using facial recognition. In this photo, Julian is photographed with Kirsten Catano Peterson, a top official in Scientology's internal intelligence agency, the Office of Special Affairs. Kirsten is also responsible for covering up the crimes of Scientologists to protect Scientology. And there's this guy on Twitter who can take a photograph, almost any photograph, anywhere, anytime, and using some incredible geo-tracking skills. I don't actually claim to know how he does it. Figure out where the photo was taken. I'm going to take this photo and send it to that guy and see if he can figure out where this photo was taken, because that's an airport shuttle. And these are two Scientology officials who should almost never be seen at the same place at the same time. And that shuttle is clearly not parked outside of a Scientology building in Los Angeles. From the reflection, I'm aware of all the Scientology buildings. I'm not aware of any that's across from a tire store like that. So I would absolutely love to know where that photo was taken. Okay, Julian is responsible for covering up a wide variety of sex crimes, from sexual assault to rape to molestation of children. When Danny Masterson was raping women in the early 2000s, Julian played a significant role in silencing victims and protecting Danny from law enforcement and prosecution. When young children were being molested at a daycare owned and run by a Scientologist called Bridget's Daycare in Burbank, Julian ran an operation to silence Scientology parents and prevent them from cooperating with law enforcement. When Leah became a threat to Scientology because she repeatedly asked about the health and whereabouts of Shelley Miscavige, expressed concerns about abuse within Scientology, and spent time researching what Scientology was up to on her own via unauthorized sources from the perspective of Scientology, Julian ran an operation to try and silence her, separate her from her family, separate her family from her, and destroy her reputation. Julian is aware of the crimes committed by top Scientologists, including celebrity Scientologists, over the past 2 decades. We will expand this story a great deal over the weekend, so please check back for updates. If you've had experience with Julian Schwartz, please share your stories with us. If you feel comfortable, you can share your story in the comments below. But you can also reach out to Yashar to communicate with him confidentially. Your anonymity will be fully protected. Email yasharmail@proton.me and phone number 310-795-2497. And his direct messages are open on Twitter and Instagram. I refuse to call it X, you guys. I refuse. Okay, so there you go. So when I was sitting in the courtroom, this was during the second trial for Danny Masterson. I was shocked when during the opening statements, the deputy DA Reinhold Mueller put Julian Schwartz's big face up on the screen. And I was like, how did they get a photo of Julian Schwartz? I do believe that the photo with him in the blue background is a DMV photo. How in the hell did anyone get a photo of Julian Schwartz and Kirsten Catano getting out of one of those airport shuttle vans? Like, that means a private investigator was following those guys, or a police officer was following those guys. That's what that means. Is there any other explanation? I'll keep an eye open in the live chat. Is there any other way they got a photo of Julian and Kirsten getting out of a freaking shuttle? And that's when I was like, they got people following Julian. And then I want to remind everybody, there is, as has been reported, a grand jury investigation ongoing into obstruction of justice by David Miscavige and Scientology in the Danny Masterson case. No one has obstructed more justice in that case than Julian Schwartz. Something tells me Julian Schwartz is going to be subpoenaed to testify in front of a grand jury. That would be a huge deal. Now, if anyone's thinking, oh my God, Aaron, don't let the cat out of the bag. Now Scientology is going to go hide him. Oh my God, that would be even better. That would be even better if they tried to hide this guy. Are you kidding me? The investigation is already into obstruction of justice. If they want to go hide the guy, that's even better. It gives the investigation more teeth because they're not going to be able to hide this guy. If you know Julian, it's hard to hide. It's hard to hide a guy like Julian. He's very tall. He's very, lanky. Doesn't seem to know how to operate a human body. He's just kind of a weird dude, to be honest. Which is why I've never understood how he ended up being one of Miscavige's most trusted, loyal foot soldiers. It's so weird. By the way, some of the people who've existed in the Scientology ecosystem for a long time have asked, is he related to Fred Schwartz or Gretchen Schwartz or Louis Schwartz? He is Louis Schwartz's son, Fred Schwartz's nephew. And because of all the Schwartzes, I get them mixed up. I'm not sure who Louis Schwartz's wife was. So I couldn't tell you which Schwartz is Julian's mom. Is there a Barbara? Was Barbara Schwartz married to Louis or Fred? I don't know. But anyway, that is and I remember Julian had a cousin, a female cousin. What was her name, guys? She worked at AOLA, very poofy, wiry, dark hair. I think she was she was a registrar at AOLA. She partnered up with may the Schwartz be with you. Exactly. That's what I've been saying all evening. Anyway, he's got a cousin who's also in the Sea Org, who was involved in a lot of the identity theft, the credit card fraud, the wire fraud, the bank fraud. She got really, really wrapped up in it because she was one of the registrars, one of the fundraisers during that time when that's how all the good regs and fundraisers were making their money. Let's see. By the way, yeah, guys, I went live with absolutely no notice. So I'm sorry to all of you who didn't get notifications. I didn't even text Goldie and tell her I was going live. I don't even know if Goldie's in the live chat, you guys. I feel so bad. But anyway, I just had to get this done. Okay, so that's that. As Yashar and Leah said, there's going to be updates to this story throughout the weekend. So as this thing is updated, I'll do more videos if they're warranted. Let me see. Dave Owens says, well done, AA run. Osa had to wake up for this. That's right. Get out of bed. Get out of bed. AA run's going live. You have to get on it. Get on it. Get on it. Colts B. Colton, we respect the work ethic to get on and update us. This is huge, and big props to Leah as well. Absolutely. Fred Mulligan, where are the Scientologists from the old video titled The OT Panel? Any update from or contact with that couple? Fred Mulligan, I'm not even sure what video you're talking about. Can you shoot me a link at growingupinscientology@gmail.com and I will check it out. Sinfully Good. AA Run, I emailed you a link to your sandwich, the AA Run. I did get that email. Guys, I said this before today. I've officially gotten to the point where I cannot read all of the emails I receive. I'm not even reading emails. Eventually, like, I'm not even reading emails from people I really should be reading emails from. It's just gotten so much, particularly the last week and a half. So I did get your email. I fast forwarded through the video and I will show that video at some point. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Joshua Armenta. Julian's going to end up breaking rocks at Latam org. Yeah. And you know what? Julian's actually fluent in Spanish. That's probably from his time in Clearwater, Florida at Flag. There's a lot of Spanish speaking people there. That's more or less where I learned most of the Spanish that I know. But yeah, so he could be breaking rocks at Latam org because se habla español. Joni Cummings, Aaron, thanks for doing this late live. Love the information. And slept the money with Goldie. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Eat More Pizza. I will donate $100 when you hit 200,000 subscribers. Hey, actually, I'm glad that you mentioned that. If you, well, I'm going to hit 200,000 tomorrow, possibly by morning. So thank you all. Absolutely amazing. I didn't even think it would be possible to hit 100, much less 200. So that's absolutely incredible. And if you guys remember, I was going to do a little celebration live stream at 180. Never got around to it. 2 days later, I hit 190. And now here we are, like 4 days later, I'm about to hit 200. So anyway, long story short, on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, if you check my, I guess on the home screen of my YouTube channel, you should see we have a live stream scheduled Sunday at 4 p.m. It's going to be me, Mark and Claire, Matt and Amy, and maybe Mike and Christy. Not quite sure yet. And we're going to do a whole celebration live stream. It's going to be a fundraiser for the Aftermath Foundation, and we're going to have a great time. Because you guys know I got a couple donations I need to make that I said I was going to make, and I'm saving those for Sunday. So I'll see you guys there. All right, everyone. That's it. First early morning, late stream. Who knows? Maybe we'll make a habit out of this. We'll see. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, as always, to everybody who watches until the very end. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.